Hey, what is up, guys? You're watching Epic Pokemon TCG, and in today's video, guys, what I got for you, I'm going to be showing you the list that I used to get one match win. God, that still hurts. At the Arlington Regional Tournament. So if you do go on and enjoy this video for some odd reason, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And without any further ado, let's take a look at a really bad deck list. All right, so along with giving you guys the breakdown of the deck, I'm also going to be kind of talking about my matches and such and my thoughts on the deck throughout the day. So let's go ahead and get the Pokemon out of the way. Of course, we are playing a 4-3 copy of Mew VMAX. Mew VMAX, of course, has the Cross Fusion Strike. That is going to be the attack that you're going to be using pretty much all the time with this deck to copy one of your Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks. And the big one we're going to be copying is going to be Genesect's Techno Blast, which you're running 4 copies of Genesect. Now, oddly enough, this kind of came into effect on one of my matches. I used Psychic Leap to not only take a knockout, but to remove damage off the board, so it's pretty good. So, Genesect, of course, along with Techno Blast being an attack that does 210 damage, which along with Power Tablet, Choice Belt, Not a Good Jizz, can equal some pretty key numbers. It also has Fusion Strike System. This is going to be kind of the heart and soul of the deck. It'll allow you to draw until you have the same amount of Fusion Strike, or cards in your hand as Fusion Strike Pokemon. Excuse me. So, along with that, we're going to be playing 1 copy of Oricorio, which is going to allow 20 damage to be taken off from your opponent's attacks, which can come up and be relevant in some matchups. It just kind of makes it a little harder to one-shot your Mew VMAX. It also has Glistening Droplets. Believe it or not, this attack actually, again, was kind of popping up. So you just put 5 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. I think I said 5. You put 5 on there. So yeah, this is pretty good if you're just kind of short of KO. You can just copy Glistening Droplets and then just go knockout and wherever else you want to put the damage. So that's pretty good. So that's our Pokemon line. 3 Mew VMAX, 4 Mew V, and then 4 Genesect V along with 1 Oricorio. That is my Pokemon line. Next up, we are going to be taking a look at the supporter lineup, which is going to consist of 3 Judge. So the reason why I went with Judge over Marnie is just because of a Rangaroo. To be honest with you guys, they can just put a supporter or just a really good card on top of their deck in case they are anticipating a Marnie play. Judge just kind of makes them reshuffle their deck. So that's literally like the only reason I went with this decision. As for cards to drag up Pokemon, we are playing 1 Boss's Orders and 1 Serena. Serena is also going to be kind of having a dual effect with this deck, allowing us to pitch cards out of our hand and then draw till we have 5. So that's pretty good. And then we're going to play 1 copy of Silene to recycle some resources, and then Roxanne for some additional disruption. So Silene allows you to flip a coin, and then for each head, you are able to put a card from your discard pile on top of your deck. And so that is going to be very beneficial because it can allow you to kind of compete with the Cry of Destruction and all kinds of other things that, you know, might hit you, or you can recycle Power Tablets, recycle key cards you might need in specific matchups or just situations in general. And then you can draw them, of course, with Fusion Strike System. So that's pretty good. We also are running 1 copy of Pal Pad just because that is going to be very clutch when it comes to shuffling back in your Silene. This is how I won my 1 match throughout the entirety of the day. Is because I was able to Pal Pad Silene back into the deck. So there we go with that. All right, after this is done, I'm about to go cry. All right, so we have 1,000 item cards to go over here, so I figured I'd just go over the super important ones here first. Of course, we got 4 Battle VIP Pass. Early in the game, this is how you're going to set your board up. Just allows you to look for 2 basic Pokemon and put them on your bench. And then later on, it is literally targets for Cramomatic, Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, things like that. Next up, we have 4 Ultra Ball. And then we have 4 Quick Ball just for some searching. That's pretty much why those are in here. And then we also have Cramomatic. We have 4 of those in this deck. So Cramomatic is in here because, of course, you can discard an item card and then search for anything in the entire deck. So that's really, really strong. Then, of course, we have 4 Cross Switchers. So with Techno Blast, this is really good because when you use Techno Blast, your active Pokemon can't attack. So Cross Switcher allows you to basically bring up one of your opponent's Pokemon, getting your active out of the active spot, and then if you have a second Mew on there, you can just retreat it and bring your Pokemon back up. So that's really good. And then to help with the damage, of course, we have 4 Power Tablet. and then we have 2 choice belts. So that is going to be how we're going to be doing some extra damage, which is really nice. And then we also have Big Parasol for some protection. Big Parasol, very, very clutch card. This saved my ass in a match horrifically. That's in here just because of the Lugia matchup. Obviously, Evital is the big thing with being able to just knock out a Pokemon. So you just, Big Parasol, you're active. They can't use that attack. And that was like my biggest worry because there were so many situations during testing where I would have an active Mew VMAX. They would just powerful energy a bunch to Lugia, one-shot it. I would promote another Mew, attack, might knock it out, I might not, and then they would just be like, oh, Evital. So I was like, I'm just going to run Big Parasol and hope it pulls me out of a game, and it does. I just flipped something over. What I flip over? Power tablet. And then we have 2 switch. Obviously, we need switches in here because you don't want to be trying to manually retreat Genesect because, of course, it has a true retreat cost, and we only play 4 energy. So there's that. Then we got 2 Lost Vacuum. This is a good way to get rid of your own Path to the Peak, or it can also get rid of tool cards. It can get rid of stadiums, all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, Lost Vacuum is just a very solid card. Later on in the games, most of the time, I was using Battle VIP Pass to play my Lost Vacuum. 2 Forest Steel Stone. I went with 2 just for consistency reasons. You could probably cut one of these. I just went with 2, so that way I just had like a higher chance of getting it. Plus, you could discard it with Cram-O-Matic, which is really good, or Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, something like that. Or I can even Lost Vacuum after I did that. But it just gives you a V-Star ability, allows you to search your deck for any card. So you have this along with Cram-O-Matic, so you're just able to grab all kinds of stuff out of the deck. And then we played 2 Path of the Peak and 1 Lost City for that pesky Drapion. And then we are going to round the deck off with 4 double turbo energy. So that is the deck. That is the full 60 that we have in here, guys. Let's see if we can't maybe try to get all of it in frame. That looks fine. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right. So that is literally the deck right there. I'm going to go ahead and talk about some things here real quick. Obviously, one of the cards that is missing out of here that is in a lot of Mew decks is Echoing Horn. The reason why that's not in here is because I could not find my Echoing Horn the night before I was going to Arlington, and I was like, crap. So I just stuck with this. There were certain situations where I kind of wish I had one. So that is definitely something you can put in here. As for really the path and the stadium options, I was originally doing 3 path, no Lost City. And I just decided last second to switch to Lost City. I'm trying to think what else. I also swapped out a 3rd switch. I was running 3 switches for some reason, and I swapped that out for the 3rd judge. Overall, like, the deck ran okay in some matches, but then I would just hit these horrid bricks. And I'm just going to go ahead and just talk about my matches here. So round 1, I faced off against one of my least favorite decks, being Lost Box. I don't like that deck. I don't like playing it. I don't like facing it. I'm not a fan. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But anyway, he ran Drapion, and he knew how to play the matchup out. And then game 1, it was kind of close because we both had really weird starts. He was able to basically just kind of finish off an Oricorio and take his last prize. And then second game, he was able to hit the Drapion early and just take 3 prizes right there. And then from there, it was kind of just like calculating damage and then finishing off a couple Pokemon on the bench. And then game 2, I faced off against Lugia, and that matchup was insane. All 3 games, because we went to game 3, and we ended up tying. But he was able to get 2 Archeops in his discard pile all 3 games, which was absolutely insane. And of course, Big Parasol just kind of saved me. Yeah, so then round 3, the one game that I won, I faced off against Durant. And then from there, what I kind of did in that matchup was, because I had no idea how to play this match, was I literally just held on to everything. If my hand size got big, I judged. I held on to Silene. He played Cry Destruction Evital. So, of course, like, these were the big pivotal cards that I needed to keep an eye on. There were awkward turns where I had to Techno Blast to get rid of an Evital, and then I had to hope to try to get a Pokemon into the active spot to copy Max Miracle or something like that. So it was a weird match. Silene and Palpad, the duo, really bailed me out of that matchup. And then round 4, I faced another Lugia deck. I played the friendliest person in the world. Guy probably looked at me like 3 times. That matchup was pretty bad. I bricked really hard game 1, and then he bricked really hard game 2. I think he just started a Stoutland and then passed, and I went first. And so I was able to just like take 1 knockout, and we went to game 3. Game 3, I bricked so dang hard that it wasn't even funny. Like I bricked so bad. So that sucked. And then round 5. God, what did I play round 5? I don't remember what I played round 5. Oh, round 5 I played against Mewtwo V Union. That's right. Yeah, I played against Mewtwo V Union. I really messed up. I for some reason didn't just attack straight into the Mewtwo V Union. If I did that, I probably could have took the dub. I don't know why I didn't do that. I'm probably missing a match. If I am, it's whatever. But then my final round, I played against Weezing. It was just straight Weezing. He had that like pill card that lets him like straight up evolve into the Weezing, and then his turn ends. I was able to take game 1, and then game 2 and game 3, because I conceded game 2 when I realized like there's just no way I can get out of this lock. I'm just gonna move to game 3 and hope for the best. Yeah, dude, game 3. Like I literally just like could not do anything. Like all my cards were just completely useless. He would just kind of flannery stuff. He would like fan of wave stuff, just get rid of crap, and I couldn't really do anything. And that was kind of like the breaking point of the tournament, where I just kind of said the hell with it. After our match, I just went and dropped. I was just kind of done with it for the day. Overall, though, I do like the deck that I took up there. This was a comfort choice. This was a deck that I wanted to take because it was the one that I didn't really have any doubts with. I didn't have any concerns other than Drapion. And I tested my gosh dang butt off, and I just did not deliver. That honestly, like, no joke to you guys, was probably one of my worst tournament performances that I've ever had in my entirety of playing Pokemon. And I've been in this for over a decade now. And there are some changes that I would make to this deck. I just don't know what they are necessarily yet. Like I said, you could probably cut a Forest Steel Stone for something. Overall, I was very comfortable with this 60. This 60 just felt right to me. Unfortunately, it just didn't go my way that day. But nonetheless, I figured I would just go ahead and do what I said I would and cover the deck that I used at the Arlington Regional Tournament, even though I got one freaking match win with it. Oh my god. So yeah, that is going to do it for me, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if this is the last video that I make before Christmas, I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday season, and we're going to hopefully hop into 2023 and do some big things. The goal is to hit 2,000 subscribers, hopefully before the summer. I doubt it'll happen, but hey, you know what? We can grind and hope for the best. But thank y'all so much for watching. Take care. Love you guys. And as always, this is Epic Pokemon TCG, signing out.
Don't forget to like, follow, and obey.